What's going on, guys? So today I'm going to be showing you how from your mobile device or from the internet, from your house, on the computer, whatever it may be, just at home or in your free time somewhere, you can find really good fishing spots from the house. Or anywhere you're at. So for instance, I left the house a little bit early today to go get something to eat. I've got about 30 minutes to kill now before I have to head to work. I'm sitting in the parking lot here at Walmart, and I'm going to show you guys how I use my free time to find really good fishing spots. So what I'm about to show you is there's two apps here that you can use to find these fishing spots, and you're going to be able to see what the fishing spots look like, and you're going to be able to see the fish that are caught at these spots before you get there. So when you go there, you already know that people has already had success there. So this is really cool and a very good way to find new fishing spots. So let's get into the video. Alright guys, so the very first app that we're going to get into that I use to find fishing spots is the FishBrain app. Now, I know a lot of you have probably heard of the FishBrain app. Some of you may even use the FishBrain app. I used the FishBrain app for a while before I ever realized that I could find fishing spots with it, and find fishing spots that I knew from before I even left the house that is going to be a good spot based off of what other people's been doing there. So what I mean by that is I can find fishing spots, and I can see the catches that people's been catching at those spots. So basically, here's how it works. So you got the binoculars right up there in the top. So let's click on it. You got it, and you've got find anglers. You can click on the anglers and connect with people on there. You can even ask people, hey, do you know of any locations that I can fish that are accessible to the public around where you've been catching them at? And a lot of people, they're really cool. They'll let you know. But here's what I do. You can go down, and there's fishing forecast here. So what's cool about the fishing forecast on this app is it's all based off of real-time catches. So like say from 12 to 1 o'clock, 100 blue catfish were caught. And then from 1 to 2, 125 are caught. From 2 to 3, 150. So it starts going up. They're going to tell you that it's getting really hot. You need to get out there based off of what's going on right then. Same applies for if it was to start out really good and start decreasing. They're going to tell you that it's dropping off. People are starting to go longer without getting bites. So you may want to so you can plan your times for that. So if you're about to leave the house and you see that it's peaking up, hurry up and get out there. If it's slowing down, maybe try it tomorrow or later on down the road. I don't really go off of that just because I like being out there regardless of how I do. But anyway, let's get into this part. You click on species here, and it's going to come up with all kinds of stuff. You got freshwater. I'm following, as you guys can see, a lot of bait fish. I'm following some sturgeon, flatheads, and stuff like that. You can follow a lot of stuff all the way down through here from freshwater to saltwater. It is crazy, and they got a search tab up in the top, so you can just search for what you're wanting to follow. And basically, when you follow these, what's going to happen is, let's go back and to the home page. It's going to show up on your home page. So everything that I follow is going to show up right away. I don't have to keep going and searching for it. It's going to be on my home page. So for instance, I follow a lot of catfish. This guy's caught a catfish on bluegill. It tells me he caught it 11/21/18 at 10:10 p.m. Using cut bait. See, that was at 3 and 20 Creek. Here's another one at 3 and 20 Creek. Another one at 3 and 20 Creek at 10:20. That one was caught at 2:30 a.m. This one's 10:20. So it looks like he was doing really good there. Now there's one at 8:30, 9:30. Now these are different days, but on that same day, it looks like he was doing good from after 10 o'clock. So yeah, I can see, when he's catching stuff, how quickly he's catching stuff, where he's catching them at. So I can go and I can type this in and try to find where he's at. Looks like he does very well there. It might be a private spot, so that's something you got to watch for. But he does very well there, and it's not like you need to go and fish right on top of him. If he's doing good right there, 100 yards down the bank is probably going to be really good too. Finding really good hold-up spots all down around through there is going to be good. So that's what it's going to look like on your home page. Now let's go back to the binoculars up in the top and go back to species. So what's going to happen here is, you're following all these, but you can actually just click on the fish itself. So let's click on the blue catfish right here. And what this is going to do is going to tell me that 527,000 people are following this fish. So there's a lot of people following it. You can click on the catches here and see all the catches that are being caught from earliest to latest. You can go and there's catch positions, which I really like. We're going to get into in a second. And then there is top baits over here. You can see exactly what everybody's catching them with. Maybe you can find baits that you haven't tried before there, which is really cool to do. Well, let's go ahead and get on into this part and go to the catch positions. So from here, it's going to show you maps of the United States, and it's going to, all these dots are catch positions. So you can see like it's stacked up all the way down through here. So let's go into, this is a little closer to me here. And there's a bunch of them stacked on top of each other. And this is the Kingston Steam Plant. So I can see that there's a lot of people who have caught them, and you can click on them here and they'll show you what they caught and what they caught it with. So we can see that even on some places here, as you can see, it's going to show us the water depth. If someone that uses this app is a boater and they're out there, it's going to show us the water depth, which is really cool. So you know what kind of depth you're working with before you even get there. That's pretty cool. You can see that someone has caught one right here. A little blue there, maybe even a channel, I couldn't tell right off the bat, but yeah, it looks like you can fish all the way around through here, even down in through here. So I've got plenty of choices there. Let's see, across from here there's a bridge, don't know if I can get it that side. This side here, yeah, there's a road coming in, and it looks like there is a little boat ramp right there, right beside the bridge, so I can fish under the bridge even if I wanted to. So this is a really cool spot. You know, I can fish here. I've got several options. I know the water depth in a lot of the places around here. I can even fish on the other side across from the bridge, and I know that people have caught stuff here before. Actually several different times, it looks like. So that's going to be a really good spot, which I've already been here, but this is what I'm telling you guys to look for, is places where people's caught stuff, where you can find the water depth, and where you have several different access points, meaning that you not only have to fish right here off of this point per se, you can fish up here, way over here, because just because someone caught one right there doesn't mean they're always going to be there. You're going to want to move around if you're not getting bites. So this is awesome, awesome, awesome. Some place like this where you can move around, you're going to get bit a lot. Now, let's go back, and I'm going to show you guys the next app real quick that I use to help me even further before I even leave the house. Alright guys, so the very next app that I use is pretty much almost really similar to that just because of the map, but it's Google Earth. And why I use Google Earth is really important here is because it has a really cool feature. So not only can I see things a little bit better, like say where I was talking about right across from there was a bridge with, it looks like boat ramp access, which is right here. You can see it, you know, a little bit better there. But this 3D, so you click 3D here, and I love this because a lot of times you'll look at a bank spot from the house and you'll think, oh, that looks pretty good, but actually it's a pretty big drop off. So for instance, you know, this side over here, look at that. I mean, look at the drop. So there's no fishing for me over here. Now let's see here. Look how flat that is. I mean, it's tapered off. So I mean that's really, really good here, and you can see that here's a boat ramp really good on this Google Map or Google Earth here. But yeah, I mean being able to, so here's another example. You can see from this point, if you could fish this point, you know, it's probably fishable right there. It's got a little bit of a decline, but the further you go over, it looks like it gets steeper, and there is definitely going to be a lot rougher to try to fish. So you can see the kind of terrain. So let's go back to 2D. And yeah, so this was the spot that looked really, really bad. It's just hard to tell from 2D, but you go to 3D and it looks, I mean, you can just tell. So yeah, those are the two things that I'll use. And then from here, the last step that I'll actually take is I'll go to Google Maps and say this is the spot I want, is TVA Kingston Fossil Plant, and I'll just go to Google Maps, type in TVA Kingston Fossil Plants from where my location is, and just see how far of a drive it is and everything, and then so I can plan out when I need to leave and all that. Plus, it's going to give me directions on how to get there. So, guys, thanks for watching. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. It'd be greatly appreciated. Hit the like button and share the video if you will, guys. See you into the next one. By the way, the next video is going to be fishing at the Tennessee River. For me, it's going to be the very first time. So, this is a really, really good time, and I can't wait for you guys to see the video.